you're up next.
Hello.
Hi. Who are you?
I'm Michelle Tenzyk. I'm the president of East 10th Group. We're a boutique people strategy and human resources consulting firm where we help growth enterprises build, support, and inspire organizations to do great things.
Yeah, you're. It's an important distinction that you work with corporate clients.
Yes.
Okay, great. So when you and I first met, what did you want to do with your business?
I had given myself 1 year to change the level of business that I was achieving, and if I didn't, I was going to shut it down.
Has anyone ever been in that place where sometimes it just feels like too much work on your own? Yeah? Can we give her a hand for just saying that? You're extremely accomplished, would you say?
Thank you.
Yes. You're extremely smart.
Thank you.
You are no nonsense.
That would be accurate.
What is it that you saw about cabs and me that made you say, you know, this might actually be the thing that I need to get to that next level that's even though I work hard and I'm really good, and my clients love me because I'll say this for you, because I'm really good at what I do. I have a whole career lifespan. I bring it for them. What was it that made you say, you know what, this type of support is what I will invest in because I know I'm going to get results here?
So, few things. I had first met you back in 2009. I was part of Rochelle Togafiga's sales program, and she was individually coaching me, and I was at her sales conference, and you were the guest speaker.
Yes.
And I sat way in the back of the room, and I sat there skeptical and rolled my eyes.
Good. I want you to represent them, yes,
and
some of them.
didn't buy into a lot of what any kind of marketing expert might be selling. But there was something, you were pregnant with Oliver.
Up to my eyeballs.
I didn't know that was Oliver yet,
Yes.
but now I do. But there was something very just compelling about Fabienne, and of course Rochelle spoke so highly of you. And then of course I got bombarded by your emails, and then I unsubscribed.
Yes.
And then when I came out of the corporate position I was in 2013, I looked you up. Because you had always sort of stayed on my mind. There was something very compelling about you. And you had just launched the business school.
Yes.
And I watched your video, and I felt like you were speaking to me in my apartment.
Yeah.
And I looked at my husband, and I said, you know what? It's sort of now or never. And there was two things that I wanted to do. One, I wanted to fill the cracks in the foundation. Because I'm smart, I tend to want to skip steps and jump ahead.
Yep.
And I really wanted to do the basics. And two, because I come from the corporate world, I'm serious by nature and I'm sort of buttoned up and all of that. But I wanted the warmth and the love that I knew I would get through this program.
Yeah.
Because that, to me, was also needed to be brought into the work that I would do.
Yeah.
So those were the two key things that I was looking for.
Yeah. There are some people who work with corporate and who think, oh, a person like Fabienne or coaching business, that's not applicable for my work in corporate. What would you say about that?
You know, at first, the first few months, I certainly struggled with some of that.
Yeah.
I certainly had my doubts. There were some things that I kept saying, not for me, not for my business, not for me, and I kept pushing it aside. I had a really amazing accountability buddy who is part of my team today, actually.
Yeah.
And we just really made our way through a lot of the program, and I started to realize that a lot of the models for B2C were very applicable to B2B if I just got creative about it.
Yeah.
So that was an awakening for me if I paid attention.
Yep. And what has happened to your business?
Well, Yeah, so I'm reaching a number this year that I had limited beliefs about, that I would have said to you 2-3 years ago, not for me, that's for you, but not for me. And I've now blown that number. So we just reached.
You just reached.
We just went over the $500,000 point. And And the year that I joined Cabs, in that 2013, I was coming out of a corporate position, and I had been running the business on the side. I think we had I was telling Joe earlier, we had about 4,000 that we had made in the business that year. And so we just, in 2 years, just went over the $500,000.
Yeah,
point.
2 years.
Yeah.
Is that inspiring?
Yeah.
Is it just you, or just these 7 other people, or does this seem to happen all throughout Cabs?
You know, it happens. It's, you know, for me, what's been inspiring is watching other people achieve great things tells me it's possible for me.
Again and again.
And getting the encouragement and people having my back. And I remember setting my plan in 2014 in January, and you know, I set a goal of $14,000 a month, which to me was such a huge stretch goal. And I remember looking at that number going, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Like, that's just not gonna happen. You know, and the end of that year, I ended up, when I, you know, averaged, because my income comes in a little bit differently, but it ended up being about $30,000 a month.
From 14, her goal, to 30,000 a month.
And it blew me away, and it really was because I watched other people do it ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I am a pretty high achiever,
Yeah.
so I'm competitive.
Great.
And I love having people who are doing better than me around me, and watching them do great things with love in their business, and then so openly share with me how they do it.
Yes. Because yes. Because when we get to the meetings, we share best practices.
Yes.
Hey, guys, this is what I'm doing that allowed me to bring another $10,000 in my business, or I'm using this app, or this is what I do to focus on just 3 things a day, or this and this and that. And that's
right.
been really valuable
right.
for you.
And the other thing that I will say is, you know, what you and Derek share about your own business with us.
Yeah, we share everything.
You know, that to me is, especially coming out of the corporate world, where, you know, I've worked with some very, you know, businesses that have a lot of integrity and others not so much, that your transparency about your own business makes it accessible and reachable for me.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize, like, okay, so that's how it can be done.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, people know this about me. I'm totally obsessed with you. So everybody knows that.
Tell
right?
them
It's
your
yeah.
Nickname for me.
Oh, Missy Moo. But I'm obsessed. And, you know, you talked about it yesterday, you know, who do we want to learn from? And, you know, I literally watch, like, every move you make. Like, what do you do? How do you do it? You know, because to me, that's, you know, it's like I want to grow up and be you. So, you know, I got to watch it and learn from it and so forth. And how do I bring that into the corporate setting?
Yeah.
And then, you know, secondarily for me, as you mentioned so kindly yesterday, you know, last year, I founded my movement, The Truth Behind Our Titles. And thank you. And that, you know, that giving birth to that, you know, I did have support from outside of Client Attraction, but truthfully, you know, that happened at the Lightworker Day, and that really got more fully birthed in Client Attraction through Lightworkers, through the day with you. And took form and allowed me to do that part of my work.
Your other piece of life's
my
work.
other purpose.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Changing lives across.
Yeah.
Yeah, corporate.
That to me is just amazing. And the biggest differences are now, you know, someone was asking me yesterday, is I leverage my business. So I have, you know, a team. I have coaches. I have consultants. You know, I have an office manager. I have a finance manager. I've got people working with and for me, because so this way I can do what I'm supposed to be doing with my time and energies. And so I'm spending money to actually make more money.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn to do that, to get comfortable with that, as I've watched people around me do that and show me that that's what you do. That's how you grow a business.
Yeah. I think it's also important to state that you started, and I'll let you know about this in a few minutes, but you started in growth and then you went up to leverage.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
you're
I
now
did.
in year 3?
I'm going to be in master's in December.
Wow. Congratulations, Michelle.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Kudos to you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.